How are you doing? I know it'll take a second for everything to go live, but when you're watching recorded, you can see me already. So hello, hi Robin, Dandy, Yolinda. Oops, that's me in stereo. I was listening to things on my laptop today. It's normally on mute. Hi, how are you guys? Happy prep night and meet and greet. Well, not prep night. Tonight is more like let's just kind of talk about things, get some people who are new to doing my events warmed up, and answer any questions that you guys might have. And this is just a nice way for us to say hello and have a little chat before we get into all the fun stuff. So hello, I'm Vicki Booten, and I am very excited to have you guys here at the Evergreen and Holly Winter Lollapalooza weekend event that is now week's event, because it's a lot. I put a lot into these classes, working on the instructions and trying to make sure that us as a collective brain, because all of us think and differently when we're crafting and creating, and just think differently period in life, how I can make it accessible for all. So hello, hi Natalie, how are you? New to the workshop, but not to your Friday night lives. Hello, Cynthia. So yes, welcome new friends that we have some that have been here for years. I've been doing online classes long before COVID started, when a lot of things went virtually. I was doing online classes prior to that. Obviously, a lot of you guys know me from Friday Night Lives. I've been doing those for a while. Thank you. It just came today, so I put it on for you guys. Do you like my new sweater? So I have different outfits for every day. Some fun things. So hello, it's your first class, Karen. I'm very excited to have you here. First class for Jamie. A lot of newbies here, right? Hello, Glenda. She's been around for a long time, and my Robins have been around for a long time, and Kari. Hi, Lisa. How are you? So very excited. We're going to go through some things tonight. I'm trying to split it up, right? So I'm just sitting on my ledge here because I'm with my friends, right? Just getting comfy. So tonight is more talking about the things and kind of getting our plans in order and answering any questions. If you guys, hopefully you have some, or if you don't, maybe I'm going to share something you didn't think of. So see, I did pull that out of my brain. But oh, see, I've got like Christmas stuff already ready to go. My bowls and containers and all of my things for my paper clips, which are vitally important. It's not one or two decorative paper clips. You need paper clips, a lot of them. I think, what are there? 35 to 38 sheets of pattern paper in this kit, plus 6x8s, plus vellum, plus cardstock. And it's a lot of cutting and beautiful things that we're going to be doing. And the key to success, I find, is being organized. And I know I've taught these classes in live in person. And I know that some of you guys aren't super organized, right? And especially with the stress of having to do things in a timely manner, rather than you could work on it at home, go, get some M&Ms, come back. It's more, right, kind of an organized, structured thing. So being organized and structured makes it way more pleasurable and enjoyable. So paper clips are a must, right? So when I'm talking, like I have this pretty jar to show you guys, I will have double this many paper clips. I also will have some bigger paper clips, so that if I want to organize a whole section of stuff, I can do it. I start out organized, and by the end of the day, I have no idea where anything is. I love that, though. If we start out organized, right, it's a good place to be and a good place to begin, and it's okay if by the end. But you've watched me do these, right? I stay fairly organized. It's very methodical for the assembly. It's like opening a box of like Super Starship Lego, right? And then you have 50 box little baggies with like 8 books of instructions. I live for that, just so you know. Like I live for putting that kind of stuff together. So I live for making this fun, breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. With the change with this time around is adding in that prep class on Sunday and doing some of the cutting ahead of time. This is different, but I thought for the fussy cutting, we can just hang out and chat and we'll fussy cut. There's not a lot, so you'll feel good about that. The fussy cussing is really minimal, but I thought that this is good for some of the trickier pieces. We can do it together. So with that being said, say you don't have a chance to watch the prep or do the prep, like you have booked off for the actual weekend event. You don't have any time leading up to that with my American friends. Happy Thanksgiving, my friends. And your lives might be busy. So what we're going to do is the other thing with your paper clips are going to be Post-it notes. Have some sticky notes. So if you're missing one of the papers that was done in the homework portion of the class, no biggie. You'll just put a Post-it note and you know which piece to put there. I am not going to allow you guys to stress out about any of this. We'll find solutions for all of it. So with that being said, let's kind of systematically go through what my plans are. First off, any questions? Does anybody have any questions? So that's one of our tips. When you have a question, put question in caps and then your question, and it makes it easy because I'll be working away that I can look right over because my laptop's here and I can see your question, and that makes it a lot easier, right? So we can work out by us going live and chatting a little bit. Question, are we doing all the cutting as prep? Definitely not. No. That's part of my classes. I really feel like it's part of the whole album class, right? As we do some cutting, we break for lunch, and then we start assembly. I am totally okay with you guys getting to embellish on your own because I feel like my choice of embellishment is a suggestion. And you can either do it exactly like I do, or you can put your jewelry and your pretty bobs and bits wherever you want. I set my classes up like that for a reason, right? Very structured, cutting diagram. You really, if you're new here, you really just do what you're told. Like, help my friends. We need that on a t-shirt. Just do what you're told. And I'll tell you why. It is that I literally know exactly how we'll get all the pieces out of that square of paper. So if you are like, sit in that where I'm just literally going to listen to the cutting directions and I'm going to cut the paper. I'm not going to try to read written instructions. I hate the written instructions. To me, I do, because I know that there's like probably 15% of people who really like them. You really don't need them now that you have a video that is live but recorded. So I will do, I'll give you an idea of how one of the classes will go. So let's talk about Saturday. Saturday, we will sit down. We will get everything laid out and ready to cut. We'll put our papers in order to the cutting diagram. So one, here's the reason Vicky's going to do that, is then we're not, when we're ready to cut a paper, everyone's not like, oh, I can't find it and searching for that. So even though we're going to do all of that in the prep, I will then repeat it so everybody has their paper in order. Then we will have, only thing that we need on our table is our scoring tool. I'm going to cough, sorry. Paper trimmer, paper clips, sticky notes, and a pencil. Really. Corner rounder, your circle punch, and your border punch. And I'll go through all of this, so you don't need to write this down or anything. And then we will literally start with the first paper. And I will say to you, take Frosty Kisses, place it in your trimmer, and you're going to watch it happening. Place it in your trimmer, and please trim a 6x12" piece from the bottom of the page. And I explain that the bottom is opposite your barcode. Sorry, friends. Got to get my jug. And we'll cut that. And then out of the 6x12, we turn it, and we'll cut 3 4x6s, whatever it is. And we go through each step, and then we clip it, and we move on to the next paper. and it really does work beautifully. I like to do the paper cutting. It's a great time for us to chat and to do the things, get to know each other, really kind of lean in and have fun. We have a potty break in there sometimes because it's a lot. And then we have a little break for lunch. I come back, I chat, I answer any questions, I help anyone. I literally grab a snack and sit back down, help anybody who struggle with some cutting. But here's the biggest thing. Here's a golden nugget, one of Vicki's golden nuggets. It's a piece of paper. Even if you cut it differently than I did, if your flap is now 4 inches instead of 5.5, it does not matter. So we let all of that go. We can find solutions for everything. One of the things that you will find super helpful is choose a washi tape out of your stash, or if you have the Evergreen and Holly washi, to have for a decorative embellishment. So maybe you cut instead of scored. We have a solution. We're going to add a washi border on it. And now we've put our 2 pieces back together. It looks beautiful and no one is the wiser. They think, wow, I love your little washi, like little flap. And you'll be like, thank you. Because nobody's going to come around and know that you cut it instead of scored. So that will be super helpful. So washi tape is a super helpful thing, right? And just enjoy it. And then we go through and we start doing some of the interactive, and then we clip for some of the things where I'm just like, we've done now like 5 flaps. So we're just going to clip this so we get through. Like I said, friends, okay, this is not a project most people would sit down and really consider completing in a day. Friends that are out there, help our new friends understand. We will cut the paper. We will put everything in order in this album. And then you just have to come back, punch holes, some things you glue down. But what I love now is then you have a whole other day that you can go in, glue your pieces down, put your stickers on, and finish it the way you want to finish it. Huge project. This isn't like a 10-page mini album. This is like a 50-page mini album. Like, it's huge with interactive. We're going to go through. We're going to flip through it today. I'm going to flip the camera around. Here's the other thing too. I forgot. Forgot what the other thing is. Here's the other thing. Like I said, I want you to be able to put your stickers on, and maybe you're going to switch them. You might not embellish any of it because you're going to do this like a December daily or documenting the December, and you're going to build a page as you go. So you may decide, well, I want baking cookies 5 pages earlier than where Vicki has it in her album. So you have the freedom to choose because you have a ton of embellishments in this kit. So there's lots of reasons I do things the way that I do. It will all make sense once you go through one of these weekends, right? One of these weekends and you'll be good. And here's the other thing I want to say. Saturday is an intense, busy, fun, satisfying class. Sunday, very relaxed, very minimal paper cutting. And then we just assemble layouts. And somebody was asking, I do double page layouts. Do I need to buy extra paper? No. They're all double except for 2. And then guess what? The 2 singles that I'm going to show you in a minute are from the same collection. So it can be a double page layout. It all works out in the end. So no worries. Friday, we're going to do a couple of cards. So I have 2 that I've made so far, and I'm trying to keep the focus all with the stamp set. So I'm going to make 1 more. So we're going to have 3 cards. Actually, I'm going to do 3 cards and a tag or 2 because we have tons left over. There's tons left over still. There's a whole stack of paper. There's half sheets of paper. There's quarter sheets of paper. There's tons of embellishments, stickers, thickers. You could probably make like 5, 6 more layouts from what you have there just by adding some cardstock. So question, have you put the instructions out? I have not yet. They're coming, okay? The cutting diagrams are done. I'm putting the finishing touches on the instructions. I don't like to post them too early because then I get 10 million questions and people start the cutting and all the rest of it. So they will be posted in the guides section prior to Sunday so that you will have time to print them. and it's going to be lots of fun. I'm going to flip the camera around, and so you don't have to look at me anymore. And then it's easier for me to look at the questions. So how that will work with the instructions is they will be in PDF format. They will be linked multiple ways. I'll put Dropbox links and see how we can link them in the group as well. Okay. So it's going to be so good. Question, is it a must to have the 12 by 12 paper pad to create the album? Half the paper pad is in the album. So my kit is half of a paper pad, which you can totally find all of it on the board in the guides section. So when you're on your desktop, guides are right underneath the kind of title. You'll see guides, go in there. All the guides are listed. All of the information is in the guides. If you're on your phone, when you look and you're in the group, up in the upper left corner are some dashed lines. And when you click on that, that's where the guides are. So everything that is in the kit is listed there. 38 pieces of pattern paper to do my class. This is where, oh, just so you guys know too, this is the craziness that is my life. I found out yesterday that I had to put my entire order for next year in for my collection that comes out in the spring. So just so you know, the value for these kits, you can't go wrong. You can't go. The kit is huge, and I'm gonna go through it tonight. Like, it's huge. Everything that you need to create, and then lots of extras. And I always throw bonus of something in there. I ordered bonus. The collection that's coming out in the spring is even bigger. So I can't put and I don't want to put all of it in the kit because it just prices it. The price just goes up and up and up, right? So there will be lots of fun add-ons that I will be doing when that one comes out. But it's never ending, and you guys will just decide, right? You just decide if this is your thing. And for some of you who are here for the first time and maybe just watching to see if you enjoy this, if it's your jam, I am really happy to have you here. For some of you who, I don't know, have done how many? Like 10 of these classes? It's awesome to have you guys back as well. So let's flip the camera. And yeah, it is big, right? You live in Europe, and it's hard, right? It is. It's to find the stuff. And I'm just like a one-woman show. I'm not set up yet to be able, hi Ron, how are you? To be able to ship everywhere. I can't do it. We'll figure something out as this grows, because it just keeps growing and growing. And we will figure it out. I would love everybody to have it. I hope that your stores internationally are carrying it. I see it posted, right? I see it posted like all over, like on Instagram, people are posting layouts and stuff. So hopefully the stores around the world are carrying the things. I just got an invitation to teach in Italy, so I have to see if I can work that out with the cruise to Alaska or not. But yes, it will be good. So, okay, let's flip. I'm going to do the little Blair Witch, right? All of the videos as well are going to be here on YouTube, because I find it is the best streaming platform for quality of video and easy for me to see the comments, to stay on top of it. So all of the classes will be YouTube links. Okay, how do I flip it? Here we go. And you get to see the mess that is my world right now, because I've been working away crazy times. There we go. Something else what was I just thinking that I wanted to share with you guys? Okay, now I'm reading the questions. So if I missed your question, totally let me know. Hi, Ron, you're prepping for Thanksgiving, and then I love it. So I bet a lot of you guys, right, are getting ready for your holiday and maybe cooking. So I'm joining you in the kitchen, and it smells great. It smells great. So yes, the YouTube links will be shared via Facebook. I do not send emails, because let me tell you, most of you guys don't even see them. They go in your junk folders. Like, not everyone is here, and I don't even know how to reach everybody now. Just a second. I'm going to lift this a little bit. Sorry, friends. And I don't even know how to reach everybody, because I can't send it out in email because people don't get it. And the other thing is it can mess up the whole email system. So I'm hoping people follow the links, join the group, and all the information will be there. I know some of you guys are going to be joining us live. Some are going to do this when you have time to do it, right? That was the other thing I was going to say. I will also post a separate video with a link in the group of a walkthrough of all of the projects. Here's how I like to use this, is when you decide to go and build a page. So say you're going to be putting the finishing touches on this page. On the video, I will pause, and you can pause your video to have a closer look at what you're building. So it will all be set up, right? There's images you can print if you want to print them off, but otherwise I'd be using the videos, right? Question: when do we get hints about your spring collection? Bouncing with excitement. I want all the things. It's really, really fun. It's really, really fun. We are right now finishing my next Christmas collection, which you guys are going to love. It is really fresh and bright and beautiful. And the other one, I don't even know. The information I'm getting is all over the place, but because I need to order it, I ordered it for my friends in Australia. I'm going to be teaching that class on the cruise ship, so we're going to do that. I'm also had to buy parts of it for the cruise to Alaska. I had bought parts of it for the event this summer that I'm doing, so it was big. So anyway, let's talk about the things, okay? So when we do the class, this is helpful, and you can shrink this down. I think this is a fun thing to even add to your album if you're so inclined. So tonight is the kind of meet and greets, discussing the plans, answering questions. And I want to say hi to my friends, and there's a lot, like I said, of new people joining. So I think it is a good opportunity for you guys to get in here and ask any questions. The other thing that I did, if you noticed, is a photo suggestion challenge list that I have already started taking my pictures. I don't necessarily have to put them in order that they're taken. I will add them to my album as I see fit. Don't forget, I'm also going to be doing a whole separate project for the month of December for our Friday Night Lives, because I have so much Christmas product that I just want to do another one. I'm going to have 2 beautiful albums going, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to put in them. But I find that this is helpful. You can download it off of the group page, right? So that you can have it. But yeah, I find this is helpful. So this Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, I didn't put a.m., it's obviously not at night. I'm going to be doing some class prep where we're going to do some of the trickier cutting, scoring, talking about organizing your kit and getting us all set up. And then on Friday, we're going to do tags and the cards, which is going to be very relaxed, not a ton of work, pretty much Friday Night Live style. Saturday is eat your Wheaties, grab your snacks, have everything ready, because it's a long day. It's going to start at 10 a.m. The paper cutting will be a couple of hours, but I love it. It's going to be one of those things. You decide if this is your thing or not. I love the paper cutting. I don't find it a task. For some of you guys who don't like to cut with me, or you've done it before, then cut your paper and meet us back here around noon, right? Around 12, and you can then start the assembly. But I'm going to go with the majority, right? And I just think the paper cutting, I like it. It's just part of the process, right? It's part of the process. So we're going to do that, and then we start the assembly. I don't know when it's going to finish. I go until it's done, so you guys all have a complete video to watch. If you are like, I can only be here till 2, no problem. Just pick up when it's done, when the class is done, and you can finish where you left off, right? So, but I love it. The cutting part, it's sorry, not sorry situation, right? I love it. If you don't, you will have all of your cutting diagrams and your instructions prior to when we start the event, and you guys can decide what works best for you, because that's what works best for me. As long as you guys are happy, that's great, right? And then Sunday starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time, completely relaxed, minimal cutting. It's very easy cutting, and we're just going to assemble layouts and do some mixed media. So it's going to be awesome, right? So that is your diagram. Everyone has been asking, has Vicki posted the Evergreen and Holly Distress ink colors? So I post the colors. It does not mean you have to have all of these colors. This is just what matches the collection. I am using fossilized amber, tattered rose, a red. So whatever red you want to use, you can use lumberjack plaid, and at this point, speckled egg. Excuse me, when we go through the layouts, I'm going to tell you, like oxides are certainly going to come in handy because if for stamping and for any of the dark cardstock backgrounds, oxide will show up on the dark where regular distress will not. Okay, again, you can use whatever you want. Really, if you have a white ink that shows up on black, or a metallic, you could totally use that instead too. Question, I don't have tattered rose. What color can I use instead? It looks white, Marlo. I'm using it. It looks white on the background because I'm using it in oxide. The tattered rose and speckled egg look white. I was trying to achieve a white background on my dark, okay? So you don't need to have tattered rose. You just need something that will show up on dark. So it could really be any color you want to use with the snowflake stencil. And I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you. Okay. Yes, I have not added links to everything yet. Like it's not, we have time. It will all go up there. I will explain all of it. It's a good thing once the links are added that you set your reminders, right? My family is moving around out there. So welcome to Booten household, the Booten household, where hockey bags could be going upstairs and all the rest of it, right? So anyway, distress ink colors, okay? And when I show you the stuff, it will give you a better idea. Distress ink colors. I'm going to go through all of this on Sunday. But your tools are very basic, and I pretty much use the same tools for every single class. Right? So I will talk to you about all of that stuff. Do we have any questions right now before I get into talking to you about all of the things? Vicki, I am making 3 of these albums. Do you think I would have enough product to complete these if I just buy one more paper pack for 3? Well, Debbie, I use everything, right? And just get in touch with me because I have tons of extra of everything. I have split paper pads that we split too many. I have embellishment for everything. I have tons of print shop. I have kits left. Like there's lots. So just let me know and you guys can decide when you get there. So I want to give you an idea of how my brain works if you are new. These are the cutting diagrams that I will be adding to the group page by the weekend. They'll be up by the weekend with the cutting instructions. Sorry that this is all wonk. And this is how my brain works. I will not even reference the written cutting diagram. I don't read the written instructions. Like I only do that for you guys who like that kind of thing. But this is how we cut the paper. And I find it is super, super easy to just follow along. You can have this reference because you can see how I'm getting this stuff out. Any dash lines are scoring. It's not a cut. But I literally will do all of it with you. Some of it we'll do in the prep, like any of the fussy cutting, some of the harder cuts. But we're not going to be cutting tons of paper on Sunday, just some of it. We're going to prep some of it. We're going to talk about prep. It is a great thing for anyone who has not done one of these classes with me before, right? Picket fence regular ink looks white on dark, then use that. That'll be perfect, Sandy. Sorry, friends, I have a fear that I'm getting a cold because I've been dry cough a lot. So that will be part of the album. That's the rest of the album with the 6x8s. And then that's for your layouts. And I am going to actually sketch out the one for prep. So whatever I'm pulling out of here for prep, I'm going to do on a whole separate page for the prep day. So you guys will have that. So it'll still be in here, but when we sit down to cut, I will mark, okay, we already cut that on prep day, we cut that on prep day, and you guys will know. But I will have a separate cutting diagram just for prep, right? Yeah, that's a great thing, Tracy. Okay, so those will be coming with images and with basic written directions. They are not super, I'm not writing an album for these because you have lots of different things to reference. You will have your images, you will have the video, and then you will have the written that pretty much just tells you which paper is on that page and which stickers and where to find them, okay? So there will be written instructions, but these layouts off of 12 by 12 paper. I'm not sure what that is, Cecilia. Yes, I'm getting, just watch, all your questions are going to be answered as I go through here. Question, there have been corrections on cutting with previous classes. Any corrections for this? Well, I don't know, Anne. We usually find the corrections when we go through, but I have not even shared cutting directions, so there's nothing to correct yet. But usually, because it's me doing it, it's one of you guys that will catch the error. But I don't believe so. I wrote them all as I build the project, and then all the instructions are then written from my cutting diagram. So I'm human. There could be errors as we go along, but we always find a solution. I don't know yet. Don't you know yet what will come up as we go? Okay, let's do some walkthroughs. Hello, Paula, how are you? Let's walk through the album. Let's start with that. Other things that we are going to do as well. I will recommend that you have washi or painter's tape because I used just one of the candies and inked it and put it all through my layout. So this is going to be one of those things that you're going to want for a mask so that you can mask it to add. So that's one of the things. Make sure you have washi, a roll of washi. That's maybe not your favorite because we're not using it for pretty things, or some painter's tape. Okay? See, look at all that love you're getting, Paula. I love me some Paula. Okay, so let's talk about the project if you are new. So we will do, I don't do super thick covers. You can add as much as you want, but I don't want it to get ruined when I stack it with my 12 million other albums. So I keep it simple but fun. You will definitely want some liquid glue. I have chosen at this point not to do anything on my inside cover. You can do whatever you like. You could stencil on here if you like, or you could just leave it white, whatever you want to do. Okay? The opener of your album is a calendar. One of the items that we have are tiny little stamp or puffy stickers that I just put my calendar together with a little stamped snowflake behind it from our stamp set. And then as I build my album, I'm going to write in my calendar anything that I planned. I could even, the other thing that would be fun on here is you could put your photo prompts. Wouldn't that be fun to put your photo prompts on here? Whatever you want to do. So there is a calendar. I like to add that. Sometimes in my albums, it's just a one-page calendar. This was fun as a two-page spread. And then we get into, we're going to be building lots of different things. We have lots of interactives. I like to print different photo sizes. We will talk about that as well with the apps that I use. We'll talk about all of the things. But I really like to tell my story in all different sizes of photo because not every photo deserves to be a 4x6. And you know what I'm talking about. So say it's Christmas morning, and if you're like me, I photograph all of the stocking opening, everything. So maybe I want to do, this is all about like, you know, gift wrapping or something, and little photos tell a great story. So I do use smaller photos. You guys can decide to do whatever you want, right? But if you're here because you like my style, this is pretty much it, right? This one I love. So this is a new thing. It is a pocket. I do a lot of pockets. You can put photos on both sides, you're journaling. And then look at this, my friends. It has a separate pocket, which is the top of the present that you can put a photo on. So that is one of the little interactives. A thing that is super handy that I use is double-sided adhesive. So these are the ones, I sell a couple different ones in my shop. I use 1/8 inch or 3.175. Why this is a golden nugget and super important is that if you decide that you're using a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, you will need to trim your pocket inserts smaller because you lose real estate in any of your interactive bits. So we'll talk about that in class, but just kind of keep that in the back of your head that if you are not using 1/8 inch double-sided tape, you will need to make some alterations as you go through. So it's very pretty. There's lots of open spots that you can put photos, you can put journaling, lots of interactive, right? Because now look at, you could get some 4x5s in here. You could get smaller square photos, tons and tons of photos. I've put these pieces down as mats. If you're not sure, don't cut any of your cardstock, and then you can decide as you go. But look at lots of fun things. Look at all of the story I can tell on here. Maybe you're going to, I kind of have an idea of maybe my house decorating. Part of my house decorating might be going on here. So we have that flap, then it opens up like this, and then this flap. So you have tons of real estate for your photos. It is a lot of fun. Look at this one is a little different too. So you will need, another thing that you will need, and I will post this on your list, is, I think I did already, some white cardstock or scrap. Because this is a little slider. So my little bear slides out. We're going to be building the little accordion piece that acts as the slider. And then look at, you have a little piece that you can pop out. So, and then we talked about pajama day too, right? It could be pajama weekend if you want to, but I think we'll get the party started on Friday. I'm going to wear some Christmas jammies on Friday. I have some Christmas sweaters I'm going to be wearing. Lots of fun. Questions people have had. So guess what's coming with the spring release? A whole package of pocket pages. So you can order them that will fit in all of my albums. So we're trying to work on getting the price down because all the prices of everything's going up. So we took out some of the pocket pages out of the album, and they will be now, you can buy a full package of pocket pages that will fit with all of your albums, okay, friends? So a lot of people have been asking about the pocket pages. They will be coming out with my spring release and a new album that I absolutely love. Maybe I'll let you have a sneak of it. But yeah, inserts, I just got them. They just arrived. Do you want to see a peek? Maybe after if I can find them. I have a bunch of new stuff that came, but anyway, there will be new pocket pages. A lot of you guys have been asking. They are coming. So we have Rest the Brain inserts, side pockets. This album is going to be a lot of fun. Little flaps that you could journal under. Wouldn't these be fun for maybe recipes even? You could put a picture of what you bake and then maybe inside you type out and put your recipes, whatever you want to do. There are so many ways that you guys can use these albums. I never get tired of them. Some people are like, I'm tired of making 6x8 albums, and I'm like, but you make 12x12. So why I love 6x8 is I can see a start and a finish, and it can kind of be like a trip, or I could do it as a baby album or a wedding. Not that I don't do theme stuff because I only get the 2 regular collections a year, but maybe when I start doing some stamps and stencils, we can start doing all of those things, right? But look how fun. Lots of flaps in a pocket. Look at flaps. Flip, flappity flap. It is going to be a lot of fun. And this is why. Do you need paper? Yeah, you need tons of paper. Here's the whole thing with the value of my kits is when we have that kit, where is the kit pack, right? So here is the kit. This is what you get in here, plus the album, right? Which retails, what's the album retail for? 30 US? So to give you an idea, when you say, do I need the paper pad, is everyone in my kit got a half a paper pad, plus open stock paper, right? Plus cardstock, vellum. So we've talked about this before. A lot of people who are VBoo followers and come and do these classes, I always say, you bought the album, you're still going to want to buy pieces of this collection when I do Friday Night Lives and all the other projects, because you don't have anything left. You see that big, huge kit, but look at the size of this album. And then I made 10 layouts. So you have a few things that are left over, but I use the things. So I use it all. And that's why a lot of people will buy my kit. And then they'll also purchase like little pieces from wherever your favorite places to shop. Like I said, I will be adding, I have a whole bunch of stuff. It is going to go up. I'm not going to try to get it up on Black Friday. I think it's going to all go up after the class. Will be a full stock of my shop. I have a ton of stuff here. So, and then probably for you guys that are in the group, you're going to get some kind of special add-on bonus for shopping. So it's going to come. It'll be fun. Look at, this is probably one of my favorite pages in here. Give me anything that I can fill. So how fun is that? You could put a little photo, and you could move the snowman over and fit your photo in there if you want. But I love that mason jar. I would have 12 million of those. I love it. Right? So like I said, I do have the paper pad, half pads. So even if you guys want, you just reach out to me and I'll give you a deal on the half pad, because we tore too many of them, so we have lots. But look at my favorite ornament, favorite decoration, my Christmas wish, holiday must-haves in double pockets, hot cocoa. I love to take pictures of my hot cocoa. I've actually took a picture of it already. More flips and flaps. So just to give you guys an idea, we're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be a super fun project that we will build all of the bones together. You have full images. You will have a full video walkthrough that you can go and deck it out. Because if we sat down and built a page at a time and embellished it, we would get not even a quarter of this album done in the same amount of time. So I always feel like if we get the whole bones of this album, putting stickers and ephemera on is the fun part. So I feel like it won't end up in the scrapbook kit graveyard. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Those classes that you do where you sit down and you just decorate a little bit or do one page, and you have 4 pages that you don't even touch. So I just feel like if we get the bones of everything done, then you will come through and you can do it like a December daily, like Allie does, where you just build a page with the photo prompts. Or, are you ready? I love this one. Look at this one. It's a full 12 by 12 that is in the album as a pocket. This is actually a pocket that folds out as a full 12 by 12. Isn't that fun? Very fun, right? Pockets. Well, I did not, you can slide the things out. You could leave these. We'll talk about that when we build it. I secured it all because we're going to use these on the layouts as well. So that just gives you an idea of how the album is going to go. Do you guys have any questions? Do you have any questions? You see what I'm saying? It is huge. It's huge. I have not even added the chipboard numbers on here because I'm going to add those as I build. And here's the thing that's going to be very different this year. As I'm putting photos in this album this year, and I'm going to be posting pictures of each completed page. So I think if there's anybody out there who's been on the fence because you're not sure how to use this, me showing you how I use my albums, I think will be super helpful. Don't you guys think that that'll be a helpful little thing? Flaps, love this with the shakers, right? So lots of fun. And then I put it right up to, kind of planned it, where then you have like New Year's, right? The last page is Happy New Year. It will be fun, right, friends? Like I sit down and I make these, and it brings me absolute joy that to see a collection that came out of my head, that then becomes actual in your hand product, to then sitting down making stuff out of it the way I envision it, and then to share it with you guys is all a bunch of magic for me. It's all a bunch of magic for me. And then for every single one of you who either support me by buying my kits, like Paige and I were talking, and like we said, this is how we make our living. It's not from the product. Every designer you'll talk to, we make very little off of the product that you guys purchase. My whole income comes from you guys signing up for classes, going on the cruises, buying my kits. So 100% thank you for that, because you support me, and by doing that, then I can support you by creating stuff that you like to make with me. So very much thank you. Very, very much thank you, right, friends? So like I said, on Friday night, I have 2 cards started, and I made these out of the white cardstock in the kits. And I'm going to make, I think, 1 more card and at least 1, maybe 2 tags. And to make it easy, we're going to stamp a whole bunch of the stamped images from the stamp set that's included in the kit. So it makes card making super easy. 1 stamp set, a couple of embellishments, and we will make 5 cards and tags. Don't you think that's fun? And it's an add-on. It is a complete bonus to this class. Because think about it, for some of you guys that are here access only, right? You're getting over 15, probably 20 hours of time with me in education. So, and then for you guys with a kit too. So, you know, typical Vicki, I just get it started and I have to do more because I'm having so much fun. So let's talk about the layouts. I could have kept going. Sometimes I have to decide when to rein it in, because when will we finish it all, right? So like I said, you have tons of stuff left over when this kit is done. Like, look at, that is 1 step. That's extras that I didn't even use. Extras that I did not even use. So you see what I'm saying? You will have stuff left that you can play with. But this is a single page. What I was saying is, but don't forget, it's all from the same collection. So you could make these double if you want, but in your album, I'm totally all right with these going side by side. And why can't they be 2 separate stories from the same day or the same week? I know some of you are feel very firmly with your whole album has to be double page layouts. Here's the other thing. You have a first page and a last page in your album. Your singles can go there too, right? If you don't do layouts, don't do the layouts. Make cards, make a whole separate album, right? You could buy a separate album and make a whole separate 6x8 album out of all of the things that are left over, right? So we have this one. This is what I was talking about. The ink that I used here is oxide of the speckled egg. If you have something else you want to use, like a white or something else, go for it. But you need something that will show up on the background. So this is one of the layouts where we use a little of the vellum. I like to do a lot of embellishing and layering, and it's fun. There are pop dots on here. I think these still fit beautifully in your page protectors. I know some of you guys like everything super flat. Do that if you want. Don't add the pop dots. The chipboard will be a little bit thicker. You can decide if you want that on there or not. I love this one. So this is one of the things we're going to fussy cut and prep for on Sunday. Because this one paper, I did not cut it out like it was surgery, but I'm going to sit and cut it all with you on Sunday. This is where we need the black paint watered down because it's more opaque, and then I could get really nice paint splats. So I did this little wreath. When you do it, you could switch the direction of your photo mats, whatever you want to do. This just represents where a photo will go, right? But I love this page. It's going to be a lot of fun to build, and it'll even be worth the fussy cussing. And then everything else are doubles, my friends. So look at, is this? No, I think it goes this way. Let me move this. So this is a double. You could leave these if you wanted interactive. I've left them so I could put my journaling and slide it in there. If you would like to do that, I have left these to be interactive. So it's an interactive layout. Your choice. We're going to fussy cut the envelopes on our prep day. And we are going to do the stamping on this one. I stamped in, this is where I used Tattered Rose. And this is why we will end up masking the stencil so we can put them like candies flying all over the page, right? Candy. So it's fun. Lots of 3x4 photos on here. Like I said before, don't cut your cardstock if you want to put. You could put a 4x6, a 4x6, and a smaller one if you wanted to as well, right? Whatever you want to do, guys. They're your projects. You do whatever makes you happy. So that is another set of layouts. I love this one too. And yes, I use yellow on a Christmas layout, and I am not sad about it. This one is fossilized amber, but it ties the yellow in here. And look at, I'm not even making you. There's a whole sheet of this poinsettia paper left to fussy cut if you want. But I did not fussy cut any flowers in this. I left that paper as a bonus. Maybe we'll do something as a bonus because I love Christmas. Maybe I'll pop in the group and we'll do one bonus layout after. We'll decide. We have lots of time to talk about it, but lots of fun. Here is your second double page layout. This, I'm telling you, Sunday is just way relaxing, super fun class. I love this one. I use some of the crepe paper, wood grain with my paper. This car is everything to me. I love this embellishment, this image, love it. It had to go on a layout, and here it is. So it says December wishes and the season of happy. And then all these houses are layered. Photo, photo, photo. Could put another photo here. You could do you could do whatever you want, right, Elise? You totally could do a poinsettia wreath. Whatever you want to do. It's just, I knew timing wise, I was like, okay, whoa, Nelly, Vicki, you gotta rein it in because nobody will ever finish all of this stuff. So, but I feel like timing wise, this is going to be perfect. And then last but certainly not least, look at this. Sorry, I have fingernails done, so it's trouble. This is where I use the snowflake stencil and I use lumberjack plaid. Again, these are all interactive so that you could go number 1, moment. Number 2, yummy. So maybe I'm going to do baking on here. Number 3, remember. Number 4, gather together. Number 5, best, holiday best. So maybe what we're wearing, and then my favorite gift. And then here it says, Dear Santa, please stop here. And the little Santa, and then the little ornaments that we drew on. Very fun, don't you think, friends? So these are the layouts we're going to create. So already, right? I don't even know how many pages are in that album, but I know it's going to be 40 plus. We have 10 layouts. We're going to make 5 cards and tags, because I think with this class being a little bit later in the season, I normally teach it in November. I thought tags would be fun because you could do gift tags for your presents, right? For presents. So this is pretty much how it's all going to go when we do some of the cutting for our prep night or prep day on Sunday. It's going to be the fussy cutting, the cut aparts. So some of it is going to be very simple cutting that we'll get out of the way. And then I'm going to pick the trickiest papers out of the cutting and maybe do like 5 or 10 papers. So will we still be doing paper cutting on Saturday? Yes, but only the papers that I have not cut on Sunday. So if you can't join me on Sunday, I'm going to go through your questions in a second, okay? But I'm going to finish my train of thought because you know me, I'll forget. If you cannot join live on Sunday and do it, I would highly recommend, if you can, during the week to find time. I'm going to keep it where it's around an hour. 45 minutes to an hour of paper cutting. So it is not a huge time commitment, but you'll need that prepped for Saturday. not for the card making, but for Saturday. And then it will mean that the cutting that we do on Saturday isn't too labor intensive, because I don't want you guys to run out of steam too fast, right? Yes, you could use any black paint, any black paint. You could use ink if you want to too. It's just not going to have the opacity that paint does. But you don't have to go out and buy anything new, right? You don't have to go out and buy anything new. Use what you have. The only paint I don't splatter is red, because it looks like a crime scene. So I don't tend to splatter red paint because it looks like blood splatter. So that's the only one I don't do. I have a whole paper pad. Will be okay without the open stock paper. You might not have everything you need, Diana, but you will have lots of options. The paper pad is different than the open stock. Some paper, well, Christmas, all of it makes it into the paper pad with bonuses, right? So you should be fine. You should be fine. Like I said, the kits are huge. My kits are huge. I know a lot of you are doing access only. Use what you have. Pull other things that you have in your stash. Let's talk about embellishments for a second. I feel like you guys will put out their question, do you think this will work? And I will 100% always say, yes, it'll work. You might have to make alterations, but you can make anything work. It's crafting, friends, right? 100%, all of it will work. So to give you an idea with this kit. So Christmas collections are smaller. Actually, though, the one that's coming out next year has some extra fun in it. So it's going to be awesome. But you have a sticker book. I also added a few pieces of crepe paper because I like to mix the collections. And the only thing I have an issue with is the scale of their ephemera is so tiny. It makes me want to punch it. Because it works for some things, but that's freaking tiny. And it makes me angry. Because I'm like, that's not great for a scrapbook. Or if you're doing double page layout, what are you going to do with this, right? So I can't tell that when I buy it. I only see an image online. I'm not sure what the scale is. But I do freaking love these enamel dots, right? And then both ephemera packs, which is 100 pieces of ephemera. I bought the second ephemera pack from Mistletoe and Mittens. It's also in here. A full 6x8 paper pad, which you definitely need. You need this to build the album. The thickers that are in my handwriting, the thickers that are alphas. This is the stencil set that we're using. This is the stamp set we're going to be using for the cards. We're going to do stamps and stencils for the card. I might use some embellishment for the cards and tags. Like I said, sticker book, puffies, these lovelies, which are like little glitter mason jars. And then the whole pack of chipboard. Oh, and then the chipboard numbers, which are somewhere. But yes, the whole pack of the chipboard numbers, right? 2 more packs. Yes, I love them. So like I said, friends, I will be adding, I have a lot of this stuff extras. So if you're like, I love this, I want to join in on the Friday Night Lives and everything she's going to be doing for the month of December, which is still going to be using Evergreen and Holly. I'm going to be using some Tim Holtz. I ordered some greetery stamps. So we're just going to make lots of fun things that you can make another album. You can do a flip book, whatever you want to do. But I will be adding to my shop, and there will be special giveaways on the weekend. And then I will do some kind of shopping deal as well. All right. Okay. So any questions that I have missed, my friends? Anything else you would like me to talk about? Do you find that this was helpful, adding on this kind of little meet and greet and talking about things prior to the actual classes happening? I'm not even sure how many people are here. There are 183 of you watching. So I know some of you, if you have questions about how to join the chat, Natalie will help us. But I think you have to have a Gmail account. And then I find it's helpful if you can chat. Even if you're going to be watching this on a big screen TV, you could have your iPad beside you where you could chat. But if you have any kind of questions, I think it's helpful. Here's the other reason I do this. I want the party to last as long as possible, right? These event weekends are just near and dear to my heart. Like I said, I get to create a collection, and then I love that I can invite you guys in to create with me using the collection. And you could be in the comfort of your home anywhere in the world doing these virtual events with me. They will be going on. I have stuff planned for the new year. I want to do some classes that are just going to be like smaller classes, lots of gel plate, mixed media. Like I said, I'm going to be adding the mixed media Wednesdays in, where I'm going to do art journaling and not photo based as much as art based. It's going to be a lot of fun. Question: best place to find border punch, and do we need to have it for prep night? I will have to order from somewhere. If you can find them, my favorite ones are the Fiskars ones. I'm not sure if they still have any out there. I also like the ones from We Are Memory Keepers. We Are Memory Keepers has a new system where you can just change out the punches. I haven't used it, so I can't speak to the quality of it or how well that works, but I like the idea of it. I sell them on my website on vickybooten.com. I have actually probably 4 new border punches to add. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but it will be coming. Deco scissors, scalloped scissors are with a pencil and a ruler, work beautifully for doing your border punching. But yeah, super helpful. Pinking shears, any kind of deco scissor would work as well, right? Hi, just making sure I can comment. I love it. Hi, Karen. How are you? Any questions? Any other questions? Please remember that the link you are using to access the class will be coming from Facebook. Yes. Please check your permissions so that you are able to comment on YouTube. Yes. Super helpful. Please do not share links to these classes. If you want to do it on your own, I don't think 40 Canadian dollars is a big price tag for 3 online classes with over 20 hours of education. So, I can't stop people from doing that, but I would really like to stress that it's a nice thing to follow the rules. I know that some people will do it anyway, and I have no control over that, and that's fine. But yes, if you are doing these classes, it is nice if you help by supporting me in that little way. Like I said, my friends who order the kit, you pretty much get the whole education part for free with the value of the classes, right? I see start times. Approximately how long will these classes run? I'm going to give you a guesstimation. Susan. So we are going to start on Saturday at, I'm trying to find it, Saturday at 10 a.m. That class we will from 10 to around 12:30 will be the paper cutting. And then we take a 30-minute break, potty breaks in there too if you need them or to walk the dog or whatever. And then we will start assembly. And I would say 5 or 6. Seriously, it could go that long. I don't know until we get in it. You have to remember that it all depends on how many times I have to explain things. We pretty much go by the kind of median point of the speed of the class. So yeah, it will work well. Distress ink or oxide. If you're going to pick one or the other, oxide, especially for the stamping, right? I just filled my 12 by 12 pages. Okay. So true. And Vicki does so much for free too. Yeah, thanks, Kari. I try, right, guys? I try to keep you coming back and to keep you excited to craft like I am, because I'm never tired of doing this. So I hope that's helpful. The layout class will be the same deal. We're starting at 11, have snacks. We'll have a little break in there, but not a lunch break. And paper cutting for that one, I figure an hour. It's not going to take a long time. And then a couple of hours. So that class, 4 hours, I would say, on Sunday. You know, is there a time limit for access to the videos? No. Nope, they're up there. And unless YouTube takes them down, all of my content stays there, right? Any other questions? Question, can you turn the camera at the end so I can take a screenshot? Yes, I will, for sure, Karina, when I say goodbye, for sure. If you have any questions, we have created a guide for it. Please use that guide to add your questions. It makes it easier for us to find them, definitely. Question, is it helpful for you if we give this video a thumbs up? Yes. Any interaction on my videos, I think pretty much does help with my YouTube. So the other thing to do right now, if you haven't, is make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and that you're following so you have the reminder bell when anything goes live. A reminder, this Friday, I am making the card mini album using the Sweet Rush card pack, and I will have a couple of kits to sell that I've just made the decision I'm probably going to put them on sale. So this Friday, if you guys are not too busy, my American friends, with your Thanksgiving or with anything else you guys are doing, you can definitely come and join me this Friday for a free class. I'm doing a free class on Friday. The videos do not expire, and I could be reading that question and you could be on a delay. The other thing, take your mouse and hover over your screen, and you are going to see the word live. If you do not have a red light beside live, you are on a delay. So you could be watching anywhere from, depending how long the videos are, you could be 5 minutes behind, you could be an hour behind me. But when you ask the questions, it will be in live time. So you guys need to remember that you may ask a question because you are not watching live, and I will have no clue what it's in reference to. So just have some patience with me with that. A lot of people, if they're new, when you're watching the video or doing the paper cutting and you get lost or you're confused with something, what I would recommend is put it aside and move on to the next paper. Start fresh with each one. We can always come back and fix it. But I will find it's very easy to get kerfuffled and to throw off your whole game with one cut. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. I'm going to flip the camera so I can look you in the eye. Just a second. I'm going to flip the camera. This is a very important class thing. Just a sec. I got to find it. Doo-doo. Hi, you just looked up my nose. Wasn't that fun for everybody? Vicki, crazy lady. It's here. I'm going to look at you now. This is important. So I'm moving this back. Don't get stressed out with paper cutting. If there is something that is a flip or flap and your brain is just having a hard time computing, set it aside. And when we're on our lunch break, I will explain it again, right? So that is the biggest thing. Don't get frustrated with paper cutting. Don't swear at me in the class. You can swear at me if I can't hear you. You can curse me. You can tell your whole family that I'm a dum-dum and I don't know what I'm doing. But here's the biggest thing is really with it. Like I said, I am your crafting Yoda. Where is he? I'm your crafting Yoda. I'm your guide in your creative journey. So the point I want to make here is that I will repeat things multiple times. If that drives you crazy because you got the cutting on the first cut, remember that there are 400 other people here paper cutting. So I am going to, from the comments is how I can gauge how things are going, and I will repeat multiple times, right? Take out of this what you need, and then leave the rest of the stuff on the table for somebody else who needs it, right? So it works well. Like I will go into this weekend with no stress because we've got this. It's cutting paper It's having fun. It's connecting with this amazing community where you will find that there are some people on here that are very vocal and will talk throughout the whole thing. And I love it because obviously I love the talking. Some of you guys, I don't even know who's out there watching, right? I love if you can at least come in and just say hi, right? I love that because it's nice. It's kind of weird, right? When I'm doing these lives and there's like 184 people on here and really maybe 20 people who chat. It's weird, right? The 164 that are out there that I don't even know who's out there and what you're doing. So it'll be fun though. So any questions? What are we sipping? Yes, so let's talk about things that, so I thought it's fun. I have a lot of Christmas sweaters. So I'm going to be wearing, I bought a new one that says Joy. It's so lovely. I can't wait to wear it with my new gnome Santa pants. And I will be wearing jammies and comfy clothes. Maybe that is a thread we can start. I'm going to, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go in the group and say, what are we snacking on for the weekend and what are we drinking? And we can share recipes if we want. So maybe I will share my favorite alcoholic, non-alcoholic, and coffee or tea beverage. I'm going to post those, and I'm going to post the snacks because it should really be. I love when you guys are watching, and maybe some of you, I love it, Leah, faithful lurker. I love it. That some of you guys are actually going to be doing this with a friend, right? Or your mom or your sister. I love it. Our snacks included. If I could, Brenda, I would 100% do that, right? Snackorama. And the Robins, are you guys getting together for this? I hope so. Some people decorate. Can I show you something? Can I move for a minute? And I'm going to show you what I ordered. Are you ready? So this will be up for our Christmas day. But if you follow me on Friday Night Live, I was talking about this. And look at what I have. So I am totally going to be putting this up. I will decorate behind me. So my 18-inch pink Christmas tree is totally from Mr. Christmas, is totally going to be going up behind me. And I have some other surprises, so it's going to be fun. We're going to have so much fun this weekend. Here's the biggest thing I have to say. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for putting the trust into letting me guide you through this crafting adventure. It is going to be so much fun. I ordered it on Amazon. I order everything on Amazon. I probably could have found it cheaper somewhere else, but I ordered it on Amazon and I'm very excited about it. But I need to clean this freaking disaster. It's a total disaster down here. I need to finish that, get my Barbie tree up, and I'll be all ready for next weekend. So any questions before I go? Even if you're watching this after the fact, I might not post it, and you'll post it in the regular comment section. I'll be checking all week and answer them, or just go back to the group page and there is a section in guides where you can ask your questions, okay? So there is something back there that you guys aren't supposed to see. So I just noticed. Doo-doo. So it's been up the whole time. Sneak peeks are hidden all around my room. My mother used to make those ceramic trees. My mom has an original green one that her friend Susie made that. So one day my mom will give me that Christmas tree and I will have and cherish that one as well. Love you, Vicki. Can't wait to start my 6th Vicki Boutin Christmas album. Paula, you know what? Just come visit me with some pizzelles. Now there, if you were going to ask me what my snack of choice would be, well, anything my friend Paula would make for, I love Italian baked goods. And I'll tell you why. They're not sweet, right? I freaking love Anne's pizzelles. It is my favoritist thing in the world. And then I talk about, so if I have any, I'm going to just chat. You guys can get off. I'm pretty much done with the important stuff. So I lived in Thorold, Ontario, Canada. And the street I lived on had a lot of Italians. like it was Vicki Smith with Angelina, Thomasina, Rosalina, Anna Maria, and Vicki. And right across the street was this lovely lady, Mrs. Gallinelli. And she made, I have to reach out to Thomasina, was her daughter. So I don't know if any of my friends out there know her, to reach out to see if she has this recipe. So Mrs. Gallinelli would make this Italian cherry pie. And it was like a thick crust with cherries on top and then a lattice on top. A lattice on top. And it tasted like anise. And it was almost like Italian lady fingers. It's like that, a crostata, but an Italian crostata. And with tart cherries, I dream of that. I used to love to go over there and have that snack. So if anyone has a recipe, or even better, if you made it and dropped it off at my house, I dream of that. Best dessert ever. So we're going to talk about that. We will have so many conversations. We will talk about what our favorite cookies during the holidays are. All of the things that make the season merry and bright will be part of our conversations on the weekend. So on that note, thank you so much, friends. I hope you found this helpful. I hope if you have any questions, do not be afraid to ask them. I'm here, Natalie's here, this whole team of the VBoo crew who really 100% are the VBoo crew will take you in and answer all your questions. You are in very good hands. So thank you so much. Don't forget to, take any photos that you take. Are you ready? If you were going to take your selfie with me, I'll move over so we can even be in it together. You ready? So if you take pictures, post them. I would like them. I would like to actually print some of the photos. So we will start an album. Natalie, and another thing, if I haven't said it enough, huge thank you to Natalie D'Souza for getting all of you guys into the group, for always, anything I ask her to help me with, she's always the first one in line, and she never says no to me. She is like really, really awesome. So big, huge thanks to Natalie too, as we started the albums. See, she's yelling at us. See that in caps? That she is yelling at us, just so you know. She yells at me and keeps me in line, and I need it. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening. If you're watching after the fact, like I said, post your questions in the regular section. I will see you on Sunday at, what time was it again? 11:30 for a little bit of prep, some fussy cussing, some paper cutting. It's not all the paper cutting, and kind of organizing our kits. So I'm going to organize ephemera. We're going to do like prep work on Sunday. So even if you can't watch on Sunday, because maybe you have festivities going on for Thanksgiving, just watch it at some point in the week. And even if you can, the fussy cutting, not the most important thing to do right away, but organizing your ephemera, getting your pieces together, getting all your tools ready for the weekend will be super helpful. Keys to success. Okay, so have a wonderful evening, my friends, or day, wherever you're watching in the world. And we will see you on Friday night, if you're joining me for Friday Night Live, for a boxed card mini album, little mini class, or I will see you on Sunday to get the prep work started. Have a happy Thanksgiving, my friends. And for my Canadian friends, hope you're getting your Christmas lights and doing all the fun things. And I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Have a great night.